Hi guys, Dennis here. Following this, there's going to be a video, and I was running and demonstrating the 870K, the JDM model 88, whatever it is, um, wheel loader. And while I was running it, I ended up with an issue. So it's kind of unique. Hey, I have a problem while I'm shooting video. Imagine that. Uh, I think what happened, and I'll kind of describe it in there too. Um, I think I have a faulty brushless ESC because I went and I was running the pump and I've got it mixed and I wasn't having any problems. But then I turned the pump on for a while when I was running it, and I shut the pump off, and then the pump died. It tried to go, but it wouldn't go. So it makes me think that there is an ESC problem. I think it's a 60 amp Hobby Wing ESC. I thought I might have had one here, but I don't, so I'll have to order one up, put it in, and then try it again. I mean, really, there's no way to check an ESC. A brushless ESC, and how it's working or not. I don't know. Um, I hate to be just a parts changer, but that's probably what's going to end up happening. So, anyway, here we go. Hi, everybody. Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC. Hey, I've been working on this 870K JDM Model 88, whatever you want to call it. Hope you all had a great 4th of July. I spent my 4th of July pretty much buried in my shop working on RCs. It's a day off for me, so I spent it the way I wanted to spend it. And anyway, I got it up and running. I ended up I had a 6-channel receiver and a FlySky i6S radio, and I know how to work with those. So I got it all running with it. I talked to the guy that I'm working on it for, and he's just going to buy the radio from me and the receiver and whatnot, and we'll work it out. But I was not going to learn Spectrum. That's like me learning a foreign language, and I don't have time for that right now. So anyway, I'll kind of show you what I've kind of done. I kind of cleaned some stuff up, and there was no leaks in it. He had claimed there was a leak. Well, his leak arrived because he way overfilled the hydraulic reservoir. I mean, I could take the cap off and it was just a little bit down inside. If any of you have had this machine, you know what I'm talking about, where you fill the hydraulic fluid in as part of the frame. It's kind of a welded reservoir. Anyway, he had it way over full, and I think that was part of his problem, and I'm cleaning up residual messes and cleanup from that oil. And if any of you guys have hydraulic machines, you know what I mean. They make a mess when they do have a leak. But otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of go through. I didn't do any tear down, anything more than I did in the previous video, other than going through and taking a few nuts and a few bolts out and Loctiting them because they're known to come loose and whatnot. There was some loose bolts here and there. I did get into the high. This machine has a high, a low, and a low lock. You want to talk about a creeper gear, folks. I don't think I'd ever run it in low anyway if I had one of these. But anyway, here we go. Well, if any of you have this machine and you want to know how to get this part out of the way so you can get to the hydraulic stuff, there's 2 screws on this side, one there, and then there is 2 on the other side in the same thing. And this whole module will come out. That makes it kind of nice. And then you can get to the shift servo that's down below. And I was trying to figure out how that shift servo worked. Well, basically what it does is when the servo goes one direction, it pulls it into low, and the first step, it pulls it into low, and then when you go to the third step, it pulls the cables for the both front and rear differential cables. They were kind of boogered up. I cleaned them up best I could, shortened the casings a little bit, and used some good cable, and hopefully the guy's happy with it. I did get it functioning at least. Other than that, you know, it's pretty. I actually had to take when there's 4 screws that hold this valve block on. I lifted it up so I could get to. There's 2 screws, one there and one here on this other side that this hinges on, and there's bushings there, like step bushings. But what worked good for that, I got that out of there. And underneath here is these 2 screws here hold the big power block where all your power wires go to and come from. Your everything kind of goes to that block. Powers your one ESC and your brushless ESC for your pump. It's all in a block that's right underneath here. And when you take this module out, there's 2 more screws on each side. You can take the top off and the bottom, and then you can get to everything. So it's actually pretty easy to get to. I never did get the cab figured out how to take the cab off. I took 4 of the screws I could see. There was a bunch of other stuff I had to take apart. I didn't end up running new lines because none of it was leaking. I let this set for a couple hours on my bench on a bunch of paper towels, and there was no leaks. So that's always a good sign. One of the things, I think these cylinders kind of seep, and all the hoses kind of seep a little bit. They're wet, but you can put new stuff on it, and it turns around and it does the same thing. I just made sure I tightened all the fittings, made sure everything was tight, and all the ferrules were in place and whatnot. So hopefully it all functions and works for the guy okay. If not, I'll get it back and I'll get to work on it again, I guess. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I've already spent my whole 4th of July working on it, but it was doing something that I enjoy doing. So not a big deal. But I'm going to take and get the radio turned on, and we'll get the battery in it. Now, I don't know how many of the models have it. Maybe they all do. They all have a cooling fan. Maybe they all don't. I don't know. But this particular one does. I've just got a small 4200 milliamp battery in it. 3S LiPo that I'm powering it with at the moment. But that's kind of a nice idea, since those servos are sitting basically right there, that fan blows right on them servos and keeps them cool. And the other servo is sitting underneath for the shift servo, so kind of keeps that. It actually blows out quite a bit of air, and that's a pretty good sized fan. As far as, I went and I got the pump mixed. And I got the steering working. And got my forward and reverse working. That moves pretty fast. We'll put it in lows. Hopefully this works. But that's low speed, folks. That's really slow, slow, slow. I don't know if I'd ever use that. But yeah, it works pretty good. And then when I've got it on a 3-position switch on the SWB switch. And when I go there, then it actually, it's low lock. It actually locks the all the axles together. There's high speed again. So I got that all working. I can actually turn the pump on. I want to turn that down just a little bit, but otherwise I do have it on channel 5, and I've got everything mixed in the radio. Well, that's weird. Now now it quit working. Well, and I'm wondering, there is an ESC in here, and I wonder if there's something wrong with the ESC. That's the only other thing. I'm going to take and probably work on it a little bit more and figure out what's going on. But for some reason, yeah, the ESC and the pump quit working. So since the valve is still working, yeah, I would say there's something wrong with either something wrong with the pump or something wrong with the ESC, because the pump is trying to go, but it won't. So back to the drawing board. Thankfully, I do have another brushless ESC just like the ones in here, and it don't take much to take it back out and work on it. But it was working for a while, I guess. You know, it's just the nature of the beast, I guess. Things happen, and they take videos, and this is what happens. You know, it did quit on me earlier, and then it started working again. So I just don't know. So anyway, I figured I'd try it. I unplugged the battery and plugged it back in. Now the the pump is working again. So it makes me wonder if there's something going wrong with the ESC. You know, maybe it got getting hot or something, and then maybe it's got a reset in it. I don't know. But it seems to be working now. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll do a little more running, a little more testing. But hey, you know what? Things happen. Yeah, part of me was thinking, well, maybe this is ESC was only good for 2S. Well, it's good for 2S up to 6S LiPo, so that can't be the problem. But it's possible that the ESC is faulty because, yeah, when I unplugged the battery, plugged it back in, it works. Maybe somebody else has got some ideas, but I know I have some brushless ESCs just like the one that's in it. Maybe I'll try that and see if that's the issue. I don't know how old this machine is. I have no idea. He's either the second or third, maybe the fourth owner of this. I've been cleaning out crumb rubber everywhere, just stuck everywhere in this thing. And so wherever it was, the last time it was actually used was crumb rubber. So what a mess that stuff makes, especially if you get a little bit of a oil seepage or leak. It sticks to everything. So, but overall, I'm kind of happy with my progress so far. I got it. It wasn't running. It wasn't working. So that's a big plus for me. You know, getting something that I've never worked on and somebody else has been into already, kind of scary once in a while. But anyway, this is how I've spent my 4th of July. So, you know what? It's all in what you want to do and enjoy. I mean, our local town's got some festivities and whatnot, but right now it's raining outside and thundering and lightning. So to add to the 2.5, 3 inches of rain we had a couple of days ago. Let's add some more to it. And my outdoor play area will be continually wet. I have yet to go out and play. It's just nonstop rain every time I turn around. So, just lovely. Go from a drought to we're flooded. So, anyway, sorry guys, not more informative and whatnot, but yeah, this is kind of the issues you run into when you do this stuff. So, catch you guys later.